Yep, we got action. What's going on, family? Hope you guys are having an awesome evening. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let me check and see here. Making sure we're all good. Listen, let those teams know, getting those messengers, let everybody know we got our late night alt 5 session in full swing. What's going on, Ross? What's going on, Christian? What's going on, E-Money? All right, all right. We got Taj in the building. What's going on, L8J? All right. We got Momo in the house. What's going on, Abel? We got Cryptus in the building. What's good, Randy? What's up, Klebs? Hey, Yuki. What's going on? Got my bro Cagney in the building. What's going on? My family from the 6 representing. I see you, bro. Let's see here. Tell the family I said hello. We got Ben Chai in the building. What's going on, Ben Chai? All right, all right. Let me see here. Is that Susie? Make sure I'm saying it right. I thought it was Gucci for a minute. When I first glanced at that name, I'm like, is that Gucci? My man, what's good, Gucci? All right. Let's see here. What's going on, CLDF, MT4? What's going on, Stormchild? What's up, Gilliard? We got that Crypto Dripto. What's good, fam? What's going on, Yvette? We got Chicago Queen. What's good, Andy? We got Jacqueline in the building. What's going on, FTMD? All right, I see you, Clark. What's good? What's good? We got Delansky in the building. What's going on, fam? All right, all right. We got Tanisha in the building. We got Johnson. Was it Johnson 3108? All right, Alabama Roll Tide. Roll Tide. All right, let's see here. Let me go ahead and scroll a little bit. All right, what's going on, Wilson? Let me see here. It's Betsy. Okay. What's up? What's up? Let me see here. What's going on, Magda? Let's see here. We got G Manville in the building. What's good? What's good? What's up, Blake? Blake. Anybody who's seen Key and Peele knows that scene. Blake. Blake. All right. Where's D Nice? Is there a D Nice? Jay Quellen. I thought I just seen. There go Jay Quellen. Jay Quellen Richards. What's going on, Jay Quellen? All right. I wish I would be in this chat just ruining y'all names. It'd be so. All right. Let me see here. What's going on, y'all? I see you, fam. All right. What's up, Stanley? What's going on, Dad Villain? Hey. All right. All right. I'm gonna stop. Y'all know I'm a goofball. I'll be in the chat the whole time laughing with y'all, just cracking jokes. All right. It's Major Day. I don't know if you seen that. If you ain't seen it, man, go look up like Mr. Garvey, Key and Peele. Mr. Garvey, Key and Peele is hilarious. He's like, Jay Quellen? Is there a Jay? Where is D Nice? I think the girl's name was like Denise. He's like, is D Nice in the building? So you want to go to war, Balake? We can go to war because I'm for real. Okay. All right, I'm done. All right. See here, just call me Uncle Lee or Uncle LJ. I'm gonna call you LJ. All right, there we go. We got LJ in the building. There's the oldest on the team. All right, bet. All right. Let me see here. Dennis Dominic. All right, fam. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. We got a refresh of oldcoingecko.com. Bitcoin hanging around 22,000. You guys can see we've been flatlining for a while right now with BTC. We got Ethereum hanging out around 1,500. We got Tether at $1. Who would have guessed it? BNB right now below 300 at 288. We got USD coin at $1. XRP still hanging out below the 40-cent mark at around like 36 cents. Still a really good price. I'm telling you, dollar cost averaging is definitely in full swing right now. If you're not doing it, I don't know what you waiting on. All right, let's see here. All right, what's going on, Forex Princess? All right. And we got Cardano hanging out 33 cents. Polygon looking really good as well at $1.15. So for the most part, everything's pretty much where we left it. Decentraland right now seeing a little bit of a jump right now, 9% for the day. All right, GMX Render. Who'da thunk it? All right, been telling you about this project forever and broke itself into the top 100 now. Phantom, Optimism, right? Theta Network, Sandbox, right? Lido, The Grab, Mutable X, right? So pretty much usual suspects right now. Nothing too wild going on in the space. Good old V chain. All right, fam. So now you guys know that I am not a huge, user of indicators. I have nothing against them. I used to use indicators in my early days all the time. Like I was RSIing it up and MACDing it up and everything else, right? Now, when I break down charts now, you guys know I am Fibonacci heavy. Like I go hard in the paint when it comes to fibs all day long, every day, nonstop, right? So for me, I feel like Fibonacci is one of those things where once you understand it, it really can take you pretty much wherever you want to go in trading. And if you already have a method that you utilize, Fibonacci is so cool because it lets you just layer fibs on top of what you already do, right? Because some people say, well, Kurt, I trade, smart money. I trade bounce back. I trade, levels. I trade colors. I trade DeLorean. Whatever you trade. Fibs literally can just be layered on top of it, and it just strengthens everything you already do, right? It blows my mind every time how powerful Fibonacci is and how consistent it is at the same time, right? So what I want to do today, now hear me out, because I know some of you guys still use indicators. I want to show you guys some of the old things that have happened with indicators and how where we're headed right now really is kind of mirroring some of the old school stuff that we saw previously with indicators that people use with what we got going on right now. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. He says all I use is I know I'm preaching to the choir right now. Like y'all are pretty much like converted, right? I'm not gonna be able to change anybody's mind on how lit fibs are, but I know for me, it was that thing that kind of just woke me up. When I really saw it, I was like, oh snap, it's a wrap. I'm never going back. Right? Let me see here. Pew. I'm not shooting shots. I'm not trying to come at nobody. All right. Says lucky snipe, maybe snipe all this. Oh, y'all ain't talking about sniping entries. See here. Okay. This man, I sniped a sweet entry on renders. I love it. I saw Pew. I thought he was like, you here shooting shots at indicator, folks. Like, no. It's never that. I used to be all day with the indicators. All right. What's going on, Damon? Hey, got sunshine in the building. I see my Ohio family showing up. All right. Clip says, I love me some fibs. Big facts. Says, oh, he flexing. I'm not flexing. Like, so listen, I'm going to show y'all some stuff. All right. So you guys know I keep a lot of indicators already up here, but I never really cut them on like that. Right. So right here, we got this one right here, which is the golden cross and death cross. Now, right now with this one, everybody's watching it on the weekly. All right. Because on the weekly, what did we just see? A death cross happened on Bitcoin. And you'll look at this, and I kind of go back and I'll show you guys on the BLX chart so you can really get a really good idea of what I'm going at here. So quick refresh. Now, if you look at it in the history of Bitcoin, right? The moment this kind of really kicked in back in 2014, where we had the red line and the green line. And if you guys are wondering what the settings are for this, all right, it's just the red is the 200-day simple moving average, and we have the green is a 50-day simple moving average. All right, that's it. We don't even have the yellow one popping up on here. All right, just the red and the green. All right, so red 200, green 50, and we want to use this on a daily or weekly, whatever you want to use. Up to you. Now this is going to be 200 weeks, right, versus 50-week average, right? So you'll notice every time Bitcoin came down this level, we saw reaction and a great jump off of the red line, right, our 200, right? Same thing over here. Price came all the way down, hit $3,000, bounced right off of it, kept on going. Came back, COVID hit it, bounced right off of it, kept on going. Then all of a sudden, we got this break below, a nice move up, break down, and now something that's been our support for all these years now has potentially become resistance. Now, that's just one sign. One sign. Now, you can see how price is reacting to this. Like, it's already being forced lower. Like, we may get another major sell-off. Now, I'm going to share with you guys a couple of things here. And I'm going to go over to this chart, right? And I'm going to go ahead and just cut this off for just a moment. And I'm going to bring up a couple of indicators because I want you guys to kind of see me do this in real time, right? So we're going to use RSI, all right, Relative Strength Index. That's the first thing. Now, when we're using RSI is one of those, you got to really know how to use this properly, because some people get so caught up in how this works, and I really want to make this simple for you guys. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just kind of clear up some of these colors so this thing can be a little more straightforward for you guys. All right, so boom and boom, thicker. And for me, I like mine's at 80 and 20, right? So we got 80 and 20. All righty. And this purple line, we can make this a little bit thicker just so you guys can see it better. And then this yellow line a little thicker as well, just so you can see it better. All right, not as thick. All right, so this is the RSI as it is standard. The next thing I want to show you guys is the ADX, right? I think I got it right here. This might be the same one. No, that's not the one we want. All right. I mean, I probably could doctor this one up and just take all the weird stuff off. No, I need those. All right, let's get rid of background stuff. There we go. There we go. All right, it's a little bit better. Because this is all I really need is this stuff right here. I just need these. All right, cool. So we'll use these for now. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. And a little bit more. Okay. So let me see here. Yeah, we can roll with that for now. All right, so really, really nice, right? All this stuff right here. Let's break this down into its simplest terms. What I need you guys to realize is there's something called divergence. Most of you guys probably already know what this is, but I don't want to confuse you guys, so I'm gonna do this in stages, okay? Right here, this purple line is our RSI. RSI stands for Relative Strength Index, all right? When we utilize the RSI, this is a really great tool when it comes to strength, because RSI stands for Relative Strength Index, right? Or indicator. Everybody wants to kind of play around with the I word. For me, I utilize this in a way that most people don't like to utilize it, because they want to say, oh, if it's doing this, that means it's going to do that. If it does this, it means it's going to do that. I like to keep things really, really, really gangster. And I'm going to do this also as well with this. The most important line on the RSI to me out of all of this stuff is this 50 line. Okay. And I'm going to make this thing just flat line, and we're going to thicken that bad boy out. Boom. All right. Now I want you to notice something with this. With this RSI, all right, you can see we got our overbought and oversold, right? Overbought is up here at 80. Oversold is down here at 20. What you need to know is a lot of times everything on the RSI hinges on this 50 line, right? So you'll notice, let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. So you'll notice like right here, the market was doing what? Working its way higher, right? And then boom, we broke and ran. Right now, we got something opposite of that. We're working our way lower, right? I want you to look at the chart, okay? And I want you to tell me what you see. All right, so we have an example here where the market was staying well below. Actually, I'm gonna change this one more time because I want you guys to really be able to see what I'm showing you here. Okay, even better. Even better. Let's just really emphasize this middle area, okay? So you'll notice we saw the market start to bottom out down here, and the RSI, the relative strength index, was doing what? Getting stronger, stronger, a little bit of a dip, pulled back up, kept getting stronger. Finally, boom, broke out above. And now we saw that big move up to overbought territory. And now we're coming back and retesting that 50 and retesting that 50, right? I want you guys to understand something. When price stays below this 50, this red line, this is telling you that the strength in the market is in the seller's favor. That's all you need to know. When this purple line is below that red, stop looking for overbought and oversold. Just start paying attention to what the trend here is doing, right? This will keep you safe, right? And when you see stuff like this start to happen, like, oh, it's breaking the trend line right here, you go up and check this out, that's when you want to start saying, okay, let me pay attention to my fibs now. Let me see what the market wants to do. And when you pull your fibs out, right, you'll go back to high point to low point and stuff like that. And it'll start to really clear up what we're looking for at what? 50%, 618 areas. I'm always coming here and fixing this thing. All right. It starts to really clear up a lot of the noise, right? So now we know, hey, we got an area. Markets are getting strong and we're breaking above this 50 line. Let me see if we're going to stay above or if we're going to start to fall apart. And sure enough, right inside this area, what do we see? Price bounce back and forth, and then finally big drop off and we left the area, right? And we dropped down what? Right below 50 again. And now you get a little more what? Confident in your sell position if we can do what? Stay below 50. I see something breaking back above my 50 line. I want to go back to my fib again. And I'm looking for what? High points and low points, right? So what am I going to do? High point here, low point here. I don't use indicators anymore. I don't. This is what it used to look like. When I was doubtful, I would depend on these tools to tell me, you might want to go draw a fib. All right. So things like this, spikes above, help me to understand what I'm looking for at certain areas. Am I going to see the market move back below? Am I going to see the market want to stay back above, right? And it breaks below, and then I see it get below our line as well, and it stays below, right? So we use this in a way where we can see trends on the RSI as well as on the chart, okay? So now, when I'm looking at these markets and I got an RSI, what is the RSI telling me right now? RSI is telling me that we had divergence to the upside. This was bullish divergence. Why is it bullish divergence? Because on the chart, we're moving down. All right, we're trending lower, but on the RSI, we're trending higher. We're getting low, high, higher, low, higher, high, a little bit of a lower low here, but we bounced right back above and held that trajectory on the RSI area on that trend there and kept moving to the upside. This is a sign, right? For 6 months, we were getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and finally a break, creating our what? Relief rally that we finally got that we didn't get for so long, right? So this is a very beautiful sign of things to come. Now, what am I seeing in the RSI right now? We're breaking below the 50 point. And RSI strength is getting what? Weaker, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low on the RSI. And what am I seeing here? Low, high, higher, high, or sorry, low, high, higher, low, higher, high. This is a sign that the market may be ready to the downside. All right, now I'm also going to go ahead and close that out for a second. I'm going to bring this back up. I want to show you guys some things here. Okay, now typically this tool, this ADX and DI, right? This for me is a more advanced type of tool. All you need to know is that it's really good at showing you when a trend is looking to change. All right. This white line is all about volatility. When this thing is spiking, that means we got volatility. Now, once it's spiking, we want to find the next color that's going to be on top. So let's do this. Let's just kind of go through here for a second, and I'm going to show you guys something cool you can do with this, okay? So let's just go back a little bit, and we're going to do a couple little experiments, right? So let's take our horizontal line, and right in here, right? Even this was even better, right? Right inside of here, we started to see the market spike. Volatility went crazy, right? White line is volatility, right? But now we see sellers, right? So sellers are the dominant energy that we're looking for inside of this example, right? All the way over until we got probably right into this area, right? So now inside of this zone, sellers were the dominant player in between that area, okay? Let's see if we can find another one. Now we got a little bit of volatility here. Not anything that's outlandishly wild, but nice little push. So right here, we have a nice push for what? Buyers in this area, right? All the way over until we got probably into this area, right? So now let's go back to the chart. You see what I'm showing you guys right now, right? Sellers dominated, moving lower. Buyers dominated, moving higher. Slight, but still enough, right? And in the middle, a little transition. Like, we didn't have to look at candles to even see what was happening on the chart. So with all of that being said, RSI did what inside of this area, right? This is where it gets a little wild, right? These three all together, right? Price action, RSI, ADX can really help you kind of clear up a lot of the noise a lot of times, right? So when I'm seeing this, mind you, we're below what? The 50 line. So sellers are very strong. Over here on the RSI, we're still below the 50 line, but buyers are trying to make a move higher, right? But I know right now we don't have a lot of crazy volatility inside of what we got going on here with our ADX. So still a little iffy. Right here, volatility went crazy. You guys can see for yourself. Right here, buyers pretty much took over and ran wild all the way through until we got like right into this area where the sellers flipped again, right? And sure enough, on the RSI, what happened? As soon as we broke above, all of that strength came rushing in, push, 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 and all of a sudden, we're on our way back down. Guys, what I'm seeing right now is something really interesting. We're not getting crazy volatility, but we are starting to see a wake up of these spikes. And now we got a big spike up, and we seeing what? Sellers starting to wake up. Sellers are starting to wake up. And now when this tends to come down, this may be setting up for another what? Big spike back up again. This is why I'm showing you guys the ADX today. This may show us another, when it starts to retrace back down, it's kind of charging up for another big volatility move, right? Whenever we come back down and we get close to this baseline here, notice what the volatility looks like, right? Sometimes we dip below, and when we dip below here, we got that nice spike back up, right? So the closer we get to this baseline, the sooner we're going to see another big move. And guys, we're literally like right back in the area where we may see another big move really soon. So I am showing you this not to tell you to start utilizing these indicators. I'm simply showing you this to say, hey, these are some of the things I used to use when I was trading so I could build my confidence up. So when I did draw a fib or I was looking for an area, I knew what dominant energy I should be leaning into. All right. Hopefully this is clicking for you guys and it's starting to make some sense. All right. And me, mind you, I don't teach indicators. I don't use indicators. I'm not a big fan of them. I feel like it clouds your judgment after a while when you simply know what to do. Now, if you're a little confused, just know I'm not utilizing these for entries. I'm not utilizing these for, just does this, so you do that thing now. I'm simply saying, where is the strength in the market? Right now, it's telling me sellers are dominant and we're below our 50 line on the RSI. Relative strength index telling me, relative strength index is telling me sellers are dominant here as well. And I'm seeing a trend to the downside on the RSI, but I'm seeing a trend to the upside on actual price action. That is a sign of divergence. We had it back here. We were trending lower on the charts, but on the RSI, our strength was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And then sure enough, once we saw volatility spike and we got buyers spiking, come on, family. All of this was lining up before we started getting the big candles going crazy. It was slowly building, and then boom, big breakout. All right. So let's see here. Typically when the VIX spikes, throw spikes and like that's the thing right now. The VIX hasn't really been giving us exactly what I want out of it, right? Like right now, and you guys can see, let me go to the weekly for you guys real quick and refresh. So I need the VIX to be up here. I know this sounds crazy. I need the VIX to be up here because when the VIX is here, when we come back down, this typically sets the tone for what the market wants to do for an extended period, right? You can see here in 2020, we spiked here, obviously COVID, and it set the tone for the next 2 years, right? After COVID, we saw markets just go down. We pulled back up, got close 2022, and then we pull right back down again, right? So every time we see a nice touch of this area, some normalcy comes back into the market. We touch the area again, some normalcy comes back into the market. Touch this area again, some normal. You see what I mean? Every time we touch, it likes to kind of just rest for an extended period after that before we see another spike. So for me, I want to see that VIX finally make that big go for this area. And then from there, we can start to really get back to some traditional straight up and down, giving us what we need. All right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, no problem, Mo. I mean, and for me, like I said, I don't like to utilize this. I'm very reluctant to even share a lot of like indicator based stuff because sometimes as an educator, I know indicators can be very hindering when you're on your journey, right? Like you get excited about learning everything and then you get caught up in just chasing indicators and waiting for this thing to flip this color to do this thing. And at the end of the day, all of these are lagging. Everything I'm showing you from the RSI to the ADX will always be late. So I can only use it to tell me what is the strength doing so I know what side on my fibs I should be leaning into, right? That for me is the game changer, right? I can come right in here and say, okay, high point, down to the low point. What am I paying attention to? What do I need to see? I need to see sales. Dun, da, 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 da. Boom, I'm looking for sales in these areas, right? Like it needs to make sense, right? Am I seeing sellers dominant, right? Am I seeing, some volatility looking like it wants to spike up? What exactly am I seeing right now? Am I below my 50 line for selling momentum, right? All those things have to kind of coincide and give me that confluence for that kind of confidence that I was looking for. Nowadays, honestly, family, and I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. Like for me, it is really just about fib levels, lower time frames, and minimizing my risk. Like, because at this point, like I don't need to see all of the strength. I know what I'm looking for at the area. So once the area aligns, I'm like, okay, where's my next zone for a pullback? Where's my next zone of action, right? When price left this area and pulled back up, I go to a 30-minute. This was barbecue chicken. You may not know it, but it was barbecue chicken from the high point down to the low point right here. And I want to see price pull back up into a zone. Boom, boom. There's my area for sales. There you go. I'm saying one more time for people in the back. And there you go. But Kurt, it only came and wicked off of it. I don't need nothing else but a wick because my area is right up here for entry. Right? Stop loss goes, right, just up here. Boom. So now you're looking at a setup with itty bitty risk attached to it with potential huge profit, right? And honestly, it's not difficult stuff when you sit down and just say, okay, here's my zone. There's my stop. All right, where's my TP? All right, what zone am I looking for a take profit? Right? Like I need to see at least 3-to-1 in a setup like this. So something like this right up in here. Right? And that just brings us in alignment with the market coming back down to test some levels around 21. Right? Because we know 21 was like a really powerful zone for Bitcoin. Right? Even though we know Drake and 21 Savage, we made a really nice area here. And mind you, nothing about this setup is difficult. Nothing about this setup is hard. Nothing about this setup is stressful. 30-minute time frame. I need to see exactly what the market wants to do from these areas. If price came back and retested it, I'm still not losing my mind over it. I'm like, this is a great setup that you can take and watch it just run. All right. Let's see here. It says Momo. All right, I'll look into it. I'll look into it. See here. It says, yeah, that 45 is still scary time. Other markets. It says right now it's ringing. All right, unless you're ready to pull the trigger, you have dry powder to execute. Analysis paralysis. No, big facts, David. Like if you get caught up in indicators, it really does create a lot of like paralysis analysis. Says appreciate the touch up on tonight's indicator. Yeah, Clebs. Like I said, I don't like to kind of keep secrets from you guys, but I want you guys to see things that have happened in the past so you can kind of layer it on top of what we're looking at now. So let's go back to this daily for a second. Actually, go back to the weekly. Let's do that. All right, and refresh. All righty. I'm just going to remove some of these extras for a second. All right, now, what am I looking at right now in this market, right? How does this stuff line up on dailies and weeklies and everything else, right? Remember I told you guys, the higher the time frame, stronger the structure, right? So when I'm over here and I'm looking at these, right, we had overbought up here at these levels and price tested, and then started to do what? Drop down. I'm going to draw this out so you guys can see it for yourself. Sometimes you don't believe me. This is where we peaked. This is where the market started to pull back down. All right. So you'll notice something. If I go over here and I do the same thing, we peaked here, but we were doing what? Going higher still. The market was moving up, moving up, moving up. And then we saw that break, right? And it's kind of like a, hey, pay attention. The strength is changing. And all of a sudden, markets get lower and lower. We start seeing what we need to see. And now what am I looking at, right? We got sellers getting dominant, buyers getting dominant. Sellers getting dominant, buyers getting dominant. Sellers taking over because of COVID. Excuse me, wild volatility. And then right after that, notice this. Big buy energy. We pull back for a rest period. Big buy energy. Another rest period. And this is where everything slowed down and dropped off. But you guys are seeing what I'm showing you here. When I start seeing this red line starting to break down, green line starting to pull away, those are really strong signs. And once again, my momentum is what? Above my 50. These are small things that can help you out a lot inside of your setups. And this idea, what do we see? Price has been below, been below, been below. We pulled up slightly. And now I'm starting to see what? The market want to pull back and it's resting right above here. Right now on the weekly, we're still below. But what? That green line's coming back. The volatility line's coming back. Hopefully we see some consolidation-ish type stuff. But on this daily, that green is dominant already. Weekly, little more time. We'll see how it all plays out for the most part. But honestly, guys, I want you guys to just be mindful of these two indicators for strength purposes only. Okay? Strength purposes only. Now, there's one more coin I want to put on you guys' watch list before I move forward today. And I'm not even going to tell you about it. I just want to see if you guys do the research on this one. So here you go. Here you go. Just put it in your watch list. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? You don't have to do anything. Just research it. Okay? That's all I want you to do. Because y'all be like, Kurt said that I'm about to go buy it. That's not what I told you to do. I need you to research stuff. So when I come back and talk to you about it, you'll understand why I had you go look this up. Okay? That's all. I just want you to look at it. That's all. That's it. Nah. You know, when you was little, your grandma be talking to you like, nah. That's it, nah. All right? Go on, get up out of here, nah. All right? That's all I want you to do. I just want you to research it. And then don't go buying nothing. Don't do nothing extra. Just look at the project. All right? You go, y'all roll. Coin. All right? Y'all don't have no chill when it comes to projects. All right, let me see here. Let me see. I think I told you guys about a couple other ones already. I gave you guys like Shardium and a couple other ones and Sui and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just keep an eye out on this one. All right, you can do the research. I'm not even going to click anything. I want you guys to look it up yourself, and then we'll talk about it another day. All right, just a little homework. Ain't never hurt nobody. All right, so right now in the market, yes, I'm seeing some wild things happen. I am excited to see what happens in this next week because we do know right now unemployment is going to be a big deal moving forward. And I think right now the volatility is just kind of aligning itself to see how this is going to play out. Now, people always say, well, Kurt, if the market's trending higher and RSI is trending lower, which one should I be paying attention to? The one that tells you the strength, because these charts ain't loyal, right? The market be telling you, oh, I'm getting stronger, higher highs and higher lows, let's go. And the actual strength of the market is saying, nah, we're weakening. These buyers are for sure running out of strength. All right. I've seen it happen over and over and over. People get excited. They get all amped up. Like even right here. Right. What does this look like? A high, and the market started to what? Trend down. All right. And people were only paying attention just to this right here. But in actual reality, what do we see? Markets were rising and rising. And then we broke below. All right. And came back up and retested. Made a higher high. Okay, let's just stretch it out a little bit. High, lower high. Oh, got it. High, higher high, right? So you see where I'm going with this, right? It's the market's telling you, yeah, we're strengthening on the chart, but in real life, weakening. And then finally, big breakdowns, little peaks above, only setting up for what? The next breakdown. And these are, every time you get a peak above, it's telling you what? Go look at your fib. All right, go look at your fib. So every time I see a big peak above, I'm like, okay, Go look at my fib. After I look at my fib, what can you do? You come in here and you want to see how this is playing out. Do we got volatility? Green line drops below, red line crosses over, and all of a sudden, pew, to the upside, right? Like these little things like this, they used to give me confidence when I would see the market like, oh, it's flipping. That means that the seller's about to take over. And I would get all amped up seeing it happen before the big candle showed up. But it was one of those things as well where I realized along the way, like I didn't need all that extra stuff. I needed to just trust my system and trust my setups and know that I'm working this stuff the right way from higher time frame to lower time frame and just riding the dominant energy, right? You start seeing spikes to the upside, pull the fibs out, right? I live and die by my risk management. And that's the thing too. When you guys, and I really want you to hear me. If you guys have been with me long enough on this platform and seen me give you guys information when it comes to trading and mindset, when you get to the point where it doesn't matter if you win or lose individual setups, it's the greater average of your setups that matters. That's when you become profitable. When you stop harping on every little win and every little loss, and you let the market just take you where you need to go. I'm telling you, it becomes a very different sport for you then, right? It's like, you think Steph Curry's literally saying, okay, I made 19 3-pointers in the last 3 games, so today I'm going to try to make, like, no, he's out there just playing his game. He's taking what the defense gives. He's getting comfortable. He's getting more confident as the game goes. This is what happens in your trading. As the more you trade, the more you get used to growing your account, you become more comfortable in your setting and you're finding setups, and you just stop relying on other stuff. You stop needing a lot of other things. It's okay every now and then to flash it on the chart if you just want to kind of humor yourself. But at the end of the day, you laugh because you realize I really don't need all of this stuff. Like I can just do what I'm going to do anyway and just not have fear or doubt attached to what I'm doing. All right. The only way to really get good at riding your bike is just snatching the training wheels off and just kind of dealing with the little, the wobbles, and eventually you might fall a little bit. You might bump something, all of that stuff. But eventually you just get more confident the more you do it. That's it. That's usually how it flows, guys. All right. Yeah. The thing is, all trading is, guys, is confidence. I'm going to be real. Like, yes, it's a trading plan. Yes, it's documenting and journaling. Yes, it's risk management. For certain, it's risk management. But at the end, and when it all boils down, is do you have the confidence to pull the trigger on the setup? Yes or no? Do you have the confidence to pull the trigger on the setup? For me, finding a daily setup like this, seeing something break above, and knowing I can go to my fibs, seeing something come up and test my level here, and knowing I can go to my fibs all day. All day, right here. This little high point down to my lowest closing, right up in there. We got the 382 and it broke and made a lower low. When this candle closed, oh, I was sold. I was already sold. This is extension setup now. I can't even argue with it anymore. Right? I didn't get my 50% 618 trade, but for my extension, right? High, low, back to high. I'm looking for 127s for take profits. Right? Or even a 1618, right? And here we are. Anything inside of this area here is barbecue chicken. How convenient the market came right to that area and just kept bouncing along, and finally broke down, right? And sure enough, it came back up, retested, broke above my 50. Cool. Price broke down again, came back above my 50. Go get your fib, right? That's all to say. Every time you see a dominant market that's trending and it's breaking that move and it comes back, keeps testing that 50, go get your fib, right? Where's your last high? Where's your last low? And there you go. There's your answer. Boom, boom, easy. All right, price kept doing it, bounced down, pulled back up, go get your fib, right? High point to low point, boom. Then it came up, made a higher high. Right now we're high, low, lower high, boom, higher high. All right, it looks like it says it's strengthening. And then all of a sudden we see what? Another push back down again. Same thing again, pull out your fibs. Pull out your fib. I'll go again if you want me to. High point here, down to the low point here. Where's my fib telling me to go? 50%. 618 zone, all the way across. How convenient, and then boom, another sale. All right, dominant energy is telling me ride the dominant energy until you're stopped out. Does that make sense? And we're only risking 1 to 2%. 1 and 2%. I used to teach indicators in my early days as a DCX educator or a Go Live educator. I was teaching indicators all the time, and my chart looked like a carnival. It was just lights and colors and all of this confusing stuff to a brand new student. I'm like, this is intimidating for a new student. If you haven't gotten a good understanding of structure and how to really look at a chart and just work in TradingView, me showing you all of this stuff with the lines flipping and this is doing this, and then to top it all off, they're late all the time. That's a headache. You're like, why am I doing all this work whenever it tells me to do the thing? The move already happened. When I could just show you fibs. You know, I can just show you fibs and then be done. Like, ta-da, all that heavy lifting, and we're here, right? It just makes life way easier. All right. Every once in a while, I get a call, says yin and yang. All right. Brave lights, big facts. It gets wild. It gets wild. Because now you're late all the time. Like that's how it is when you start using, when you use, you know, indicators. They're great in hindsight. Like when you go back and back testing and you're studying and you're looking, like, these things are incredible. How does anybody ever lose when you got an RSI, right? Like you fall in love with it overnight. And then when you try to use it, you sitting there like, maybe I should change the settings. Maybe I should use it. And it's like, dude, it don't matter what you do. This is why they exist. Like they're just there to indicate, but they can only go off of late. They can only go off of closed candles, right? So when I'm looking at the data, anytime this is making a move up here, making a move down below, right? It only does it after the candle closes. None of this is real time. Candle closes, boom, brand new move from the RSI, right? This thing is making big moves up, candle closes. This thing could be teeter-tottering below here, and all of a sudden I get a big candle up, and all of a sudden next candle is boom, it's fully above, overbought. Does it make a difference to me? Not at all. But I need to be able to go to my chart and say, whatever's happening here, buyers are dominant. I need to make sure I'm on the right side of this or the wrong side of this. And the dominant energy right now has been to sell. I'm going to go back and draw my fib out and make sure that I'm getting everything I need done in a duplicatable way. What is a duplicatable way? Meaning every time I do this, will I get a consistent result? Right? And I'm just high point, down the low point here. Oh, my bad. Wrong high. High point. All right. Down the low point here. And sure enough, just dragging it over. That's all. All right. And I know right here, there's a huge imbalance of sellers at this level. This just makes my life 10 times simpler because now I'm not in here trying to fight with the market to figure out what's going on with my indicators. And is this line going to cross over? Is this thing going to flip to this color to tell me to do this? Like, I don't need any of that. I just need to see price inside my zone so I can do what I showed you guys. Go to that 30-minute and ride that movement down. That's it. Once this daily gets into my area, I am patiently waiting for pullbacks and small signs for me to come in and start attacking the market. It's just that straightforward for me. None of this needs to be, you know, overanalyzed. And so now that the purple and the yellow have intertwined and now they have a entanglement with August, like, we're not doing that. Like, I'm not about to do all of that stuff. Okay, now guys, our volatility is telling it, like, bro, did it go into the other box on the 30-minute? It did. Get in the trade. Like, it's simple, right? I could be sitting here all day hoping and waiting and wishing, and it's not going to make my life easier when I can just do the thing that I know works more times than not. All right. You don't have to wait for all of your indicators to have an entanglement. All right. We're not trading with the Smiths. All right. Listen, Chris Rock had me cracking up when he did that comedy. I don't know if y'all seen that new one he just did when he was going in on Will Smith and Jada. I'm not going to lie. It was funny. I knew when I was going to type entanglement with August. Entanglement. Well, it's like a whole song on YouTube called Entanglement with August. It's hilarious, but it ain't. All right. Did you see Chris Rock's? I didn't see the whole special. I saw like the clip where he got to going in, and he was going in, like, and it was all making sense too. I'm like, as much as we might not have been on on the side of Chris when it happened. It definitely was like, hey, bro, Will, you went out of your way, bro, to make this hard for yourself. For no reason. For no reason. Even your wife made it hard on you. But anyway, I digress. All right. No, we're not going to be trading with the Smiths. Not at all. Let's see here. Says you seen the movie, though? Bruh. Y'all are hilarious in this chat. Oh, my goodness. Says he was spitting. No, he was going. He was going. He was going. Like, Chris Rock usually ain't that funny to me, but he was going on that one. I actually laughed a little bit like, oh, okay, you going in on this man right now. So, yeah, guys, where I'm at right now is basically just showing you guys in the past, okay, we've seen very similar things happen to Bitcoin, indicators and all, right? We see market trending down, strength rising up. We see market trending up, but strength going down, meaning we may be lining up for another major sell-off. And now here's the kicker. If we see some sort of wild news update, this is the part that irks me a little bit, because it's like we can get a wild news update and all of a sudden the market just falls off a cliff. And I'm like, it's already being baked into the chart. And then tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, Jerome Powell is going to be doing like a speaking engagement, which is always fun, right before we got some big news on a Friday. So his job tomorrow is to sound is I think he's gonna be speaking to like some senators or something like that. They're gonna be calling him in to speak in Washington. So yeah, his job tomorrow is to sound as even straight down the middle as possible. That's all he's gonna do tomorrow, is try not to lean too heavy into any one area. He's gonna be straight down the middle for the most part, which I believe is his best bet, to try to wait it out until Friday until he get them unemployment numbers, because last time he jumped the gun too early and he had to deal with that. So we shall see how that plays out. But honestly, guys, it's looking pretty bearish. Not gonna lie. When I see stuff like this, stuff like that, and then the market does this, I'm already seeing big overbought area, market trended down, setting up for a major sell-off. Touching overbought area, coming back, and definitely continue trending down. We've hit overbought area, definitely looking to trend back down and get below these 50. And when we get back below these 50, we can come down, bounce off of these areas, you know, see a little bit of a pullback and start to consolidate for a little bit, and then start gaining some strength. As the market may be dipping lower, we may be gaining strength to get ready to break out for the next move up. I'm going to go back a little further here, and I want to show you guys another one. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Right up in here. Okay. This was beautiful, if you ask me. All right. Now, what do we see here? We see a market that has dropped off a cliff. Okay. Everybody sees this market dropping off a cliff. And we also see a market that is strengthening the entire way through. If you see what I'm showing you guys, right? Market was getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And then we came back and tested the 50, made a lower high, started to pull back down again. You see where I'm going with this, right? And the market started to do what? Trend lower, coming down, coming down, coming down, right? Pulls back up, drops off again. And then COVID happens. And sure enough, we see what? The market do what? Strengthen from here. And everything from here was just low, high, higher, low, higher, high. Market's running crazy. Even a pullback, I'll draw it up for you again. Here, all the way through here. Even the pullback, breaking this, what, coming back to our 50, is telling you what? Go get your fib out. All right, go get your fib out. Even if I went and got the fib from this low point here to that high point there, still coming down to 50 or 786, 886 zone right there. All right, I'm not sure if we're going to bring it all the way over here, but we can if you'd like. Yeah, we didn't even come back down that far. That's too much fib right there. But yeah, guys, it just little stuff. Pay attention to these little areas. If you're going to use RSI, use it for strength purposes only, not entries. All right. See here, it said you had your chance at $900 Ethereum. No, see here. Yeah, listen, I'm looking forward to some cheaper ETH. Honestly, that's one of my biggest things right now. If we can get cheap ETH, I'd be happy. Very happy. But seeing this, seeing that, be mindful of the setups. Be mindful of how the market's moving. Be mindful of the trends you see in front of you. And don't be fooled by price action doing something different from what this is. Like, this is literally going to help you keep things clear and not be so caught up in just, you know, being right all the time. Like a lot of people feel like you have to be in trading. It's not that deep. Honestly, it's not. All right. If we're looking at some of the worst performers for the day, Rocket Pool came back to $38. You might want to start dollar cost averaging. And I'm going to leave that right there. We got Maker. A little bit more of a pullback for Maker, I think, would be better. I'm thinking, you know, maybe another $700 pullback. Be looking good for that one. And yeah, everything else is pretty much where we left it. But yeah, Rocket Pool and Maker seem to be some of the best ones right now on the sideline waiting to get into. All right. But yeah, guys, for the most part, that's where we're at. So also, tomorrow is my daughter's birthday. I know, right? So I'm going to be in straight daddy mode tomorrow. So I won't be on. I mean, you guys know how it is on Tuesdays. It's usually like my day with my daughter anyway, so I don't really get a chance to do much outside of that. But definitely, just like I said, guys, I'm in a constant state of gratitude, man. Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, man. Like I'm always in a place of like just excitement and gratitude and just really looking forward to just, you know, life and experiencing this stuff. And like she was supposed to go to so my daughter's turning 15. She was supposed to go to Korea for a like foreign exchange student deal, and me and her mom just weren't very comfortable with like her staying in like because they had like the little like thing where you can stay in like another family's home. At first they offered her like a dorm, which was dope, you know, with supervision and all that kind of stuff. And then they were like, no, we can do the home thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm not too cool with my daughter just staying in somebody's random house. And then they were saying like she didn't have to have the family didn't have to speak English, and it could be like, you know, a single mom or a single dad or just all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, we're going to be all right. We're going to go ahead and pass on that one. So the compromise was she wants to go to driver's training. And I'm like, oh, my God, no. Oh, why? So, yes, that's the thing. She's going to go get her learner's permit. And then there's that. All right. So, yay. All right. But, yeah, guys, you guys have an awesome evening. I know I'm just like spilling the beans on my whole life. All right. You guys have an awesome evening. I will be back with you guys on Wednesday with Mike. And yeah, fam, like it's definitely like a really good place to be right now in the market. Start looking at like dollar cost averaging a few of these altcoins as we start seeing the prices kind of pull back a little bit. Jerome Powell may say some stuff tomorrow, so we got to be on the lookout for that. But then Friday, I know for sure, is the real day that we're going to be paying attention to. All right, fam? So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. And as usual, and as always, stay patient, stay disciplined, and the gains will come. I'm out.